Welcome to Expose and Express Live. And here are your hosts, Jenny Umali, Burns Bayabo, Jill Siebenbro, Rochi Disagan, and Daniela Nastasi. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to our second season of Expose and Express online talk show. I am Jenny Umali. I am a Reiki master and a spiritual life coach of Purple Light Healing and Successful Self-Made Women. So today, I really want to thank you for being here. I know that all of you are so excited, and so are we here in Expose and Express online talk show. So before anything else, I would want to introduce my co-host today, Burns Bayabo. Let me say that again. Burns Bayabo and Daniela Nastasi. So I want to say hello to Rochi and Jill. Jill right now, she's not feeling well, but next week they're going to be with us. And the Rochi, she's now in the mountains having fun. So this is our very first live here on Facebook and our YouTube. I will wanna share with you how special you are to us. So we decided to make this as live right now, and for the future shows that we're going to have. And let me see here. I want to introduce I want to introduce our guest. Her name is Kelly Weaver, a certified law of attraction coach, author, speaker, and Reiki practitioner, and of course, a friend of mine. And she owns Survivor 808, Soul Vivor 808. So, using law of attraction processes, she teaches her clients how to deliberately create the lives they dream of. And currently, she has a program, Living Your Own Aloha, 90-day abundance breakthrough experience, and she's doing personalized tarot readings. I'm actually excited about that. I am excited about that. And her upcoming event is on Sunday, September 6th, Manifesting Money Mastermind, an hour group coaching that lasts 8 weeks for only $111. I'm in. I'm going to register for that. That's for sure. She is also the writer of a book, Living Your Own Aloha, 90 Days to Manifest Your Dreams, coming out in 6 months. I'm so excited. Kelly, hi.
Hi everyone, aloha,
Aloha.
How are you? I told you I'm always nervous when I start the show, especially when it's on live. So let me just explain to you what how I actually decided to make this show a spiritual thingy. As you know, there's a lot of things going on with the things that are happening right now in this pandemic issues. And I just want to tell people that you're not alone, that we're here for you. And so I decided to have Kelly in our show today. And actually before that, I have one of my amazing woman today who is already part of our Expose and Express Live. I want to make this very special, okay? So introduce, give me time to introduce this beautiful and amazing woman. And I have to read this very well because I don't want to make a mistake. All right.
Yeah.
So here she is. Her name is Daniela Tassi. She is the founder of mastery.com, and she would explain to you later on what is mastery.com. And so she is an animal lover that's very passionate about helping people who are struggling with their mental health. She is very dedicated to her purpose in life. And so when I met her at the Coffee Connect, I never really doubted that she's going to be an amazing part of Express and Express Online Talk Show. So thank you, Daniela, for being here. And I hope that you're going to enjoy our show. You're going to be here, hopefully, for the rest of our lives.
I hope so too. Thank you.
Exciting. And Kelly, thank you so much for being here. And why don't we start the show? Why don't we just stop making them anxious about what we're going to talk about? So first things first, like I said, with in regards of the pandemic that's happening right now, I know that all of us we were shaken. Do you still feel the same way right now? So, Daniela, is there anything that you actually do as a meditation teacher and a mentor and a speaker, of course? So, do you have any practices that you do? I believe that the mastery is a great way to connect when it comes to learning meditation and breathing. Can you please tell us more about that and your experience as well?
Yes, I would love to. Hello. Thanks for the beautiful introduction, Jenny. I'm really happy to be here. So I'm Daniela Nastasi, and you made a really good point, Jenny, talking about how things have changed, and we're in this time that's kind of upside down, topsy turvy. We're entering this space where people are referring to as like the new norm, right? Because we're not having gatherings anymore. We can't go to church. Amusement parks are closed. Everything is shut down, and it's really forced us as a collective to have to reevaluate kind of everything in our lives, and start paying closer attention to our health, our mental state of mind, our families, the core values that I think a lot of us kind of got away from and lost. And so for me, I struggled with it too. I mean, we're all human, and so it definitely has impacted all of us, but I had to really find a new groove, and that, thank God for my meditation and my breathing practices, because I might have gone a little crazy and like ran rampant in the streets, because there were moments where I was really feeling like I was like, oh my gosh, but I have these tools, which is to kind of, I love to escape into nature. I either will go for a hike, I will find a lake nearby, and I will just sit there and breathe very deeply into my center and kind of let the over analytical thoughts run their course and start to dissipate. And that's when I really am able to find calmness. And especially being in nature, the healing properties of nature are just amazing. And so
Yes.
I noticed it right away. The second I get onto that hiking trail, I'm just like, I can breathe. Like I'm not in that clutter. So that's been a really big thing for me is being in the nature, breathing into my spirit, finding my center, and being consistent. That's something that becomes monumental with any practice. I tell people all the time, you wouldn't go to the gym one day and expect to have a six pack. Yeah. So, it's the same thing with meditation. You have to be consistent and practice it. And so that's been kind of the basis for me, really meditating every day, breathing, being in nature, and also the animals. I love to be surrounded by animals, and that's something I'm always preaching. But so, yeah, it's a little bit about what I have gotten accustomed to help me through this time. But Kelly, I would love to hear what Kelly's been doing to get through this difficult season also.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And thank you again, Jenny, for having me. This is such an honor to be here. Yes, thank you. I agree, Daniela, so much with everything that you said. I think what I've learned during this time in my practice is definitely consistency and having a practice. And so what I've been teaching my clients is, what is that practice? What is that anchor that starts off your day or ends your day? And for me, there's certain things that are non-negotiable. So the first thing is every morning, lemon water. That's the first way to get started off the day. And then there's meditation. And what I tell my clients is, because meditation is usually new for most of them, we're not talking about being a Tibetan monk and, meditating all day, but just starting a practice. So I start them out with like a minute mindfulness, a minute meditation. And then during the program, we work up to a longer practice. I have them journal every day after they come out of the meditation. That's tough for some of them, but it's really kind of helped them get their thoughts together. And then the last thing that I encourage them to do is gratitude. I've been practicing gratitude consistently now. I'm almost going to celebrate my 4-year anniversary on September 1st.
Yes, I
Thank
saw
you.
that. Yes, I've been following all your posts on
And
that
talking
group.
about consistency with that, I have seen tremendous shifts just by that simple practice. Even on those really tough days, especially during this pandemic, when you kind of feel the whole world is falling apart, grounding yourself back to just looking around. I have a home, I have running water, I have a toilet to use, and things like that. The basics, I have found to just really have that practice, to do it every day, to have that routine, because that routine becomes your normal. And then that helps with the things that you can't control. These are all the things that you can.
That's right. How about Burns? Because Burns here, she's a business coach. And you know what? It's not easy to really serve other people, especially when you're not coming from a place of lightness and understanding of the situations, right? Usually, especially when you're serving people, you want to have that foundation of strong foundation of spiritual in your spirituality. So, Burns, what do you do? So, what are your practices that you're doing right now to strengthen your um, spiritual aspect in your life?
Wow, that's a very good question. Let me begin by telling everyone that I didn't start off pretty good dealing with the pandemic like everyone else. There's the first thing, of course, is worry, and then there's the panic, and then you feel self pity,
Yes.
and it's pretty much the formula for self destruction. So I'm glad I have Jenny to slap me in the face and snap me out of it. She said, "Go listen to my money mindset meditation." And so I cannot stop like telling people about this story because the manifestations that came after I started listening to it every morning is just unbelievable. It's like I never expected good things to come like in abundance. Like I can literally say money rains on me.
Yes, every day she would she would wake up and tell me that Jenny, money rains on me. Jenny, money rains on me. So I'm just going to tell you something about what happened between me and Bern. So we were fighting about, or we're having issues about money, and it happens to everybody, right? So I was like just calm, and I'm like,
Yeah.
you know what, just take it easy. So when you're friends for a very long time and you're too familiar with each other, you don't really want to take their advices anymore, right?
Yeah,
I was
I was
like,
like dismissing her
yeah, all
honestly
the time.
because I'm like I had too many things that I was worrying about, and it was just like really bad. I was in a bad place because like I injured myself in December, and so January, February, and March I wasn't able to do a lot of work. And then by the time I got better, the pandemic hit, and
Yeah,
I was like, well, and I was digging into my savings and depleting that, and so there's like slowly desperation is creeping up on me. And then
yeah,
after that, like that morning that I listened to the meditation, it kind of like triggered something, like a switch. And that afternoon, I closed on 3 clients. That's like almost $9,000. And
yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
So usually I would
W.
yeah, I would like react to her negativities. And that day, that night, I was like, oh my God, this is too much. So the next day, I actually knocked on her door and opened the door and I was like, you do have the money mindset meditation that I created, right? That's money mindset.
Why you granted me access to
Yeah,
it?
she said yes. And I said, so can you please use that? Just try it. No harm in trying. And so, 2 hours later, she knocked on my door. I did it. 2 hours later, she received good news. She already manifested what she needed. So you see, one of my practice is just like all of you here. Meditation. I write my I am and my gratitude, and then I visualize. So I have this program I call Think, Feel, Vision. So I think of what I want, think of what I need, and then I put it in my heart. Is it really good for me? Is it really good for me? And then once I already internalize all the things that I want to happen in my life or I want to manifest, I would vision that clearly. And then automatically, for some reason, I pull that visions into reality. And so that's just how I do it. So every single day, since I was very young, I always know how to meditate, but I don't know the word meditation. I don't know that there's such thing as meditation. I just know that I'm just going to sit in silence, and then I want to fill my body and my spirit with peace and serenity. And so, as a matter of fact, my sister even told me that you know what, you have your own world. Because I'm like extreme. I'm like very happy and bubbly, and then all of a sudden I'm sitting right there, just like feeling so high with your own energy. So I believe that it's even Tony Robbins, Oprah, Ellen DeGeneres. I've watched them. They talk about spirituality.
Oh
They
yeah,
talk about
yeah,
how to actually learn how to really meditate, not like a monk, because monks are different. Monks are like the best. Because they can meditate like for hours, and only 5 minutes of your time to really meditate will really give you sense of peace. So you shift that energy from having a low vibration to high vibrations, and then all of a sudden you feel more clear of what you want to happen today. And then when you practice that, boom, you manifest that peace in you already, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Th-
great.
th- Thank you for sharing that. But before that, before these things happen, what were you thinking? Were you scared? Where were you? What were you thinking? Especially you, Kelly. I know that you have children, and what's going on there? What's going on with when you learn about the pandemic?
Kelly?
I wasn't sure if I was supposed to go. Um, I'm going to be
We're
honest
live.
with you.
We're live, so it's good.
Okay. Um, I wasn't really sure of what, there wasn't a lot of information. And so I was very overwhelmed because I work at a school and it was trying to figure out how do we move online. And we had an amazing plan at my school, thanks to shout out to my husband, who honestly was the vision behind that. But it was this overwhelming of we have to do this, we have to do this, we have to do this. And my whole philosophy was, can we all just take a breath? This is all new. Nobody knows how to navigate this. No one
Yeah,
knows what's happening. Can we just come back to what Daniela said, the basics? What are the basics of what the kids need? Let's really talk about how are they feeling? What fears do they have? So I think I came at it almost from the problem solving lens at first before it kind of hit me. And I think when it hit me was with my family because we live here in Hawaii, but all of my family is on the East Coast. And not being able to see them or know if they're okay, and really worrying about how it would affect them. to be honest with you, because of my spiritual practice and everything that I have learned and how much healing I have done, I would have, if this would have hit years ago, I would have been an absolute mess. But because I've healed and I have done a lot of spiritual work, I really know that I'm a master of my energy, of my body, of my thoughts. And so for me, it was like, okay, if I get sick, my body will fight it. I'm confident in that. Um, but it was more dealing with everyone else's energy and how to help them cope with it, that's the part I struggled with, because everyone was in panic and fear. And I've learned, you let your faith be bigger than your fear, and the universe will take care of everything else.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
beautiful.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's a good point, Kelly, because like I don't know with Daniela. Daniela, are you living with a family member or are you living alone?
Yeah, I well, before, for where I was at before, was I was renting out my house in preparation to find a farm, and I'll talk more about that later. But so for me, I was in the middle of moving, and we were, that was
Oh,
like the initial lockdown, and I was like, crap, I have to move during this lockdown. How's that going to work? And it was interesting. I mean, listen, I did it, and then I moved in with my mom, temporarily, and that was a struggle. I mean, you know, Kelly, I can so relate to the idea that if this happened, years ago, when I was maybe not as evolved in my spirituality, I definitely would have probably gone nuts. But having all this information and having learned so much, I was able to actually be grateful for this process and say to myself, this is an opportunity. Just living here with my mother, there was some struggle there, right? Because I've lived on my own for so long, and she's got her habits and I have mine, and there was a lot of stuff, and there was one day where I was like, you know what, I'm gonna really, really be thankful for this time. There's a reason that I'm here. There's something that I'm gonna get out of this that's gonna make me that much better for my next step. And it was difficult. I was struggling, but I was thankful for the struggle, which is a really interesting energy to be in, because you're kind of feeling both. So it was definitely something that I breathe through everything, and when I breathe, I'm like, I mean, I do deep inhales, because that is what keeps me grounded. It keeps me centered. It keeps me from going off the rails down the rabbit hole of thoughts that can, lead me into not so great mental state of mind. So yeah, it was interesting. But hey, you know what? I made it. I survived, and the gratefulness, 110% every day. I'm like, I am so thankful to be where I am, to have what I have. Thank you.
that's true. And, so Bryce and I, together with our dogs,
We were actually somewhere else. We were in Arizona
Oh,
when the
yeah,
lockdown happened. And so we were still almost like in the beginning of our vacation. We still had like 4 days, 5 days to go. And we were going to go up to like the north of Arizona, like Antelope Canyon, Sedona. And we were in Lake Havasu. And we're like, and it's her birthday, and everyone was shutting down, like, and then that morning of her birthday, she was sleeping and kind of depressed that all this is happening. Like, our friend Marianne, we both
yeah.
walked
I was
along.
gonna say that. I was gonna say that. I'm
And
glad that Marianne was there too.
yeah,
So it's
luckily,
kind of balance the energy, because Marianne Ball, she's also a Reiki master. So she's also giving us like positivity and
yeah.
vibes. Because
So
can you imagine if it's just me and Burst and the dogs? I'm like, it's my birthday and I don't have anyone.
So luckily, like when we were walking towards the London Bridge, and there was a bakery that wasn't really like closed yet. Like they were just they were still there working because of some divine intervention. There was somebody who canceled on a birthday cake because they only do customized orders. And so I was able to get her a birthday cake so she could celebrate her birthday. But then, like, it was so big. So we had the hotel, like, all to ourselves, plus the staff. And so we shared the cake with the staff.
Mm, yeah.
So they were really happy. And then we spent, like, most of the days, like, on the hot tub and the
Ooh,
swimming pool.
I
It
mean, that
was
sounds like
the best.
that sounds like a good birthday to me.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I
And we went
remember
to the
that so
grocery store and all the shelves were empty. I'm like, oh no.
yeah.
A little panic. How
Yeah.
are we going to eat?
You know, because I think when you really have a practice of meditation and like just it's your mindset that's really working. You can easily shift that negative thoughts into positive. Like we
Yeah,
were all talking, what should we do? Oh, guess what? We have the whole pool
to
for
ourselves.
us. And it was raining at the same time, but we really enjoyed our days there. But the thing is, I was really thinking of it's my 44th birthday. I really want to enjoy my birthday spending with my friends and whatever, travel. Because actually, some of my friends will want to follow us as well in Arizona. So we were planning that. And this thing happened. I was like, okay, so it's not a big deal. We're still alive. But the thing is, we're stuck in an island. How, how crazy is that? And we are not familiar in that place. Although
Yeah,
that's the second time to visit Lake Havasu in Arizona. And another thing that really hit me was my children. They're in the Philippines during the time. And now my daughter, she's in Australia. But you know what I mean? Like when
there's
you're
a
far,
worry, like
yeah.
how they're going to cope with the whole thing, you know?
Yes, and my family, my sister Jane and her kids, my brothers, my sister Anne. So my mom and my dad. I was like, oh, MG, what's going on here? And the only thing that I can really do is I prayed. I asked God, like, God, please give me strength. And then I meditated, and then I asked God, what is it that you want me to do to glorify you and to ease these uncertainties in my head? And so, time went by, we went back home, and then 2 weeks later, Expose and Express was born.
Because we were cooped up in the house.
I was really thinking, I was meditating one time, and I said, what is going on? So how's our business, especially when you have your own business? It's crazy. You have to really like manage your own time, you're the CEO, you're the secretary, you're the treasurer. And then I was thinking of like my fellow healers and coaches, like, wait a second, so what's gonna happen to all of us? And I was thinking of all the people who wants to do Reiki healer to have Reiki healing. So what's gonna happen? So everything's really changed. And so I come up with the idea, which I know that God really showed me the way to do this. And so I said, for some reason I've been trying to stay away from uh, TV videos and all these things. We're like celebrities here, okay? So I'm used to it in the Philippines, so I tried to stay away from that because I was like, oh no, I want to be very spiritual. I just want to be with the nature and help people who are willing to be helped. So and then all of a sudden, no, this is about me like showing up again and use what I've learned in the past. And so I said,
I'm
oh
curious. I have a question for both
sure.
Daniela and Ellie. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but
Oh
I'm
yeah, yeah,
curious.
sure. We're
Did
live.
you have somebody to lean on, or did you need someone to lean on when the whole pandemic like hit?
Well, I looked at this as a total gift. I am not at all mad about it. I mean, years ago I would have been freaking out, but I exactly what Danielle said, the time. It's really helped our family. It has been tough being at home. I have two teenagers, a 15 and a 17-year-old, and there were days that were very hard. But what happened as a family that we started taking nightly walks. So we walk every single night together, and that's just stuff we didn't get to do before. Like I think and my daughter is a senior this year, and I realized I'll never get that time back. And so just really enjoying this time before she goes off to college and into the world. What a gift. What a gift that my husband and we were all home together. Never had that opportunity before. So for
Mhm.
me, I've enjoyed every minute of it. Have not gotten the things done like a lot of other people did with baking and all of that kind of thing and
Yes.
cleaning my house, but just being together as a family. And you have to understand something. My family's probably going to listen to this and think, what is she talking about? Because we typically normally go to school all together. We work at the school, we go to the school together, but this was just different. And it's just allowed us, we started playing video games as a family, and games, and just different kind of traditions have started. And so I look at it as a total gift,
Yeah.
really.
How about
How
you,
about
Daniela?
Daniela?
You know, I definitely have a good support system with my family. You know, my sister and my mother are probably like the closest, and so I have some friends too. But I think this allowed us to get, like she said, Kelly, a lot closer. So, and me and my sister, I lean on her and she leans on me. You know, when we kind of take turns when we're not bumping heads and kind of like arguing about stuff, but we've also learned how to create healthy boundaries, which was something that like I didn't realize I was neglecting in a lot of my relationships,
Mhm.
you know, and not just romantic, but, you know, family too. And so when we figured that out, I felt like we got such a stronger bond as a result. And so now the leaning is almost, it's almost like not even leaning, it's almost just kind of together, like holding each other up, like I don't know if that makes sense, but so yeah, I think
Yes, it totally does.
yeah, it's definitely been, I mean, I guess you can't say how thankful enough you are, right? I mean, it's, and some people are probably like, well, maybe they don't get that, and hopefully they can, and then this will help them to open up the perception of being thankful and recognizing that life is happening for us, you know, whether it looks negative at the time or not, there's always a lesson to learn from it. There's always a reason. We may not know what the reason is in that moment. I feel like we live forward, but we learn backwards. And so
Yeah.
maybe once, you know,
Yeah.
so you can look back and be like, oh, I get it now, you know, or
Yes.
whatever.
I
So
Totally makes sense, all right?
totally can relate to both of you, you know, like so before all this, like I was doing contracting jobs and I loved it because I love working with my hands. But I've done like two visits, and one needs stitching in my head.
Oh,
Oh,
yes.
yeah. And then my tools actually got stolen three times in my car, you know. And so Jenny was like, I called her one time. I rolled into my client's house and I called her, oh my God, because I pop open my trunk and my trunk's completely empty. Somebody walked off with all my tools in my brand new rolling cart and brand new tools. So whoever stole the tools the first time knew that I was going to buy new ones. Needed it for my work. And so Jenny said, oh, thank God. I'm like, what do you mean, thank God, when I called her and told her that my tools were stolen? She says, well, don't you think it's a sign? So, so the paper on my leg fell off. Anyway, so
that happens the second you said a sign.
that's completely the sign. So every time, like, okay, so I have this like on the side thing where I'm doing digital marketing and building websites and funnels, right? And so I would just do that part time. And Jenny said, oh, thank God. Don't you think that's a sign that where you need to go? You keep asking where you want to go, what direction you should go. And so I'm like, yeah. So I'm buying
Yeah.
other tools, you know, but then like I'm slowly like transitioning, you know, have clients. And then I get a visit to the ER with staples on the
Yeah. And you know what, Bruce?
A few weeks before, I cut my finger with a chisel. So I
Great
was
grace. You know what? Honestly, I keep on because I truly believe in what she can do to help other people besides from using her magic hands,
she's
right?
a very entrepreneur.
So
So I have like
her-
online businesses
yeah.
too.
So I told her that you know what, you should start. So I'm kind of like a little bit frustrated already because I know that she can do it and she doesn't want to listen to me. You know, sometimes when you're a business coach, you can actually really spot that, you know, there's a potential in you. We have to do this. Let me help you with this. La 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 la. Well, of course, she's like, nah, and then boom, that happens.
What
So I
about my
really literally,
business?
thank God, thank God that happens.
You know,
What do you mean? Thank God my tools got stolen.
I really
Thank
think
God.
that sometimes when it's like you want to fight where you should be heading, and sometimes life is like, hey, like that's a perfect example. Like, no, this is. Let me steal more tools from you, and when you get realized, like, hello, it's not just stop buying tools. Basically. And
You
But
know,
yeah, once you resist, it will persist. So,
yes,
please,
Right.
ladies, let me just say hi to Paige Yancy and my
Excuse me.
friend. Well, her name here is Pedro Panaginip.
Panaginip of dreams.
So she's my little sister. She said, "Hi, Ate Jenny, watching here in from UAE. Stay happy
Ah,
and positive always. Stay safe. Miss you and I love you." So that's my little
Saudi
sister.
Arabia.
Her name is Teting, and Paige is also one of the members of My Coffee Connect. Hi, Paige,
Hi,
and
babe.
hi,
I,
Paige.
He became a life coach too.
oh
Her
yeah,
and
good
her husband.
job. And I want to say hi to Mary Ann Bolos watching right now and Lisa Ann Lang. It's so hard.
Saruda, Saruda.
I'm so sorry about that, but let me
Shout
just
out
show you
Lisa
this.
Ann. Shout out
There
Lisa
you go.
And
There
and
you go. Thank you
repping the 808.
so much. And then, of course, Sandy.
Sandy.
Hi, Sandy. And whose cousin is this?
That's my cousin.
Gwen. Oh my gosh, thank you so much for tuning in our show right now and today. So I hope that you'll stay. Oh, my son. Hey.
Look
Hey,
how cute he is with those glasses. He looks like a model.
Yeah.
he is really good looking.
So, ladies, so I know that we already talked a lot of things. Let's give ourselves a break here, like 30 seconds break, and we'll come back for more. All right. Now it's our golden. It's our golden nuggets time. I'm so excited about this. I'm so I'm not sad, but I wish that Rochi and Jill are here today because this is one of our favorite segments where we give encouragement and advice to our televiewers. So let's begin with
I love it.
So I am Danielle Anastasi, and I am a meditation mentor. And so one of the things that I love to share, a little golden nugget with everyone, especially if you're new to meditation, is to be kind to yourself and to understand that it's okay to have thoughts. Meditation is not about stopping your thoughts. It's just about recognizing the relationship that you have with them. And so I always tell people to start with your breath, your breathing, because when you breathe deeply, It allows you to calm down. It tells your body that it's safe to relax when you breathe through your diaphragm as opposed to through your chest. And starting to practice this helps you to build awareness around what kind of thoughts you have regularly, also how you're breathing regularly, because breathing, when we're anxious, we breathe a certain way. When we're sad, we breathe a certain way. When we're excited, we breathe a certain way. So if we can control the breath, it's one of the only things that we can do to enhance our state of mind. So you can control your emotions through your breathing. And so I always recommend taking time to notice how you're breathing. If you're feeling anxiety, breathing deep to find that calmness. And like I said, knowing that it is a practice, it's okay if you get lost in a rabbit hole of thoughts, just being kind to yourself. And when you notice it, just coming back to your breathing and remembering that, we're all in this together, and it's just, if you just take things one day at a time and recognize that you are loved and you're beautiful and you're exactly where you're meant to be, I think that can bring some nice calmness into your practice also. Self-love is huge, no matter where you are, who you're with, what you're doing. So breathing deep is something that when you begin to really recognize and take a look at it, is going to become so helpful in your everyday life because you're breathing all the time.
Yes,
So
thank you, Daniela. Daniela, where can they actually contact you? And if you have any programs that you can share with them, this is the best time for you to deliver that, because I know that there's a lot of people watching us right now who wants to learn that, who wants to learn just to breathe. And we believe
yes,
that breathing is one of the most important things that we need to do for ourselves, right?
definitely.
Can you please tell us where we can connect with you?
Yes. So I'm on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram under my name, which is Daniela Nastasi, which you see here. And my website is ummastery.com. And I have, if you sign up with your email on my website, I will send you a whole bunch of recorded meditations, a lot of tips, and some guidance to get started on your practice. And then I will notify you when I buy my farm, where I will be holding mental wellness retreats, meditation retreats, and any type of retreat.
Yes,
I'm,
we're so excited
Awesome.
for that farm. We can't wait. We can't
yeah.
wait.
Where are
All
you
right.
located, Daniela?
But
Where are you located?
I'm in an hour outside of New York City.
Ah, I see. All right.
So it's my turn, I guess. So I think the only advice and encouragement that I would want to give to our televiewers right now is that, like what Daniela said here, just breathe. And then I just want you to think and feel and vision. The think and feel vision will really give you the best that you can actually give to yourself as a gift. So think of what you want, think of all the things that you need, and then I want you to just feel that loving energy inside of you, how excited you want to have that, how beautiful it is. I want you to imagine that it is already there, it is already there. So once you think and then you feel it in your heart, once you think of all the things that you want, you feel it in your heart, and then vision that amazing dream of yours. And then little did you know, you're already pulling that into reality. You are creating that dreams into reality. And it's not easy to create that reality if you are not going to think, feel, and vision. And another thing is that how are you going to create that, how are you going to manifest that in your life? You have to release all the negative things that bring you down. And so you have more space to accept positivity. You have more space to achieve all your dreams in life. Because when you are full of negativity, there's no space for positivity.
So hi guys. I am a big proponent of bringing your business online, and so there's so many people like gurus, online gurus teaching so many things, and the only thing I can advise you is always think about what value you bring to your ideal customer. If you continue delivering value, the money comes after. So don't think about, look, how much I'm going to make right away. Think about how you can solve people's problems, and then the money will come. Thank you.
Oh,
There you go.
I love this.
I like that.
Works
Yeah.
with my law of attraction.
Oh my goodness. Go ahead, Kelly.
So my tip and nugget for today is self-care. I think sometimes as women, especially if we're mothers or we have other careers, we don't take enough time for ourselves. And I always say you cannot give from an empty cup. So you always want to keep your cup full and give from the saucer. Because if you're not filled up, you cannot give to others. And self-care is not selfish, it's essential. And it does not have to be this elaborate day at the spa or anything like that. It can literally just be a few minutes that you give yourself each day to get your own energy in alignment so that you can best serve others and be the best parent, human, mother, father, whatever it is that you are, for others.
That's amazing, Kelly. Kelly, do you want to promote your business, Kelly? This is the best time for everyone to know because you know what? This is what I really believe in. Even if you have the gift, even if you know that you value what you're doing, nobody will know that you exist if you're not gonna show up, if you're not gonna be visible, right? If you're not gonna promote your business. So the best time for people to contact you and the best where should we contact you?
So, like Daniela, I'm also on Facebook as Kelly Weaver. And also, my business that you mentioned earlier is Soul Biver 808. Just a little fact for those who don't know, 808 is the area code for Hawaii. And it's SOULVIVOR 808. You can also find me at soulviver808.com. And I would love to, have a 30-minute chat with you about my Living Aloha 90-day abundance breakthrough program. If you mention that you found me on Jenny's show, I will give you the special offering price. That's going to be changing as of September 1st.
Wow, thank you. You heard that, ladies. Continue.
And so I also am doing personalized tarot readings right now for a very limited, very inexpensive price, $25 for an hour. And it includes some coaching if you need it. And I also am going to be starting a money mastery coaching program starting Sunday, September 6th. It's going to run for 8 weeks. And during that time, we're going to talk about specific law of attraction processes to attract money into your life. And in 6 months, my book, Living Your Own Aloha, 5 Steps to Manifesting Your Dreams, will be out. And would love to have you take a read at that and how I created this amazing life here in Hawaii.
That's
Nice.
amazing.
Thank you, Kelly. Amazing. So,
When did
Brian,
wait, when did you move to Hawaii?
In 2014.
Ah,
Yes. I write about how that all came about in the book.
So where in Hawaii are you staying? Which island?
I'm on Oahu in Honolulu. So yeah.
Cool. One day we'll get to see you.
Yes.
yes,
Put that in our plans.
yes, I'm excited. So, guys, would you want to promote your business as well? You want to share your business?
Well, I am on Facebook, but you can go visit burnsbayabo.com, and I have several things that I'm giving away for free on my website, especially for social media strategies. So again, it's burnsbyabo.com, and that's where my Kickstart digital media strategies are confined. So, yep, thank you.
All right. So well, I guess I'm the only one. I'm so busy working behind the scenes. And at the same time, I'm also the host. Oh
Oh,
my God, Jonathan,
Jackson.
please. You know what? My son is my virtual assistant. I actually talked to him this morning, and I told him like, "Hey, can you do this for us, please? Because in the Philippines, it's already at 1 o'clock in the morning, or I guess like yeah,
Yeah,
it's too late already. But
hours.
there's a lot of people who watch us. Thank you so much for watching us. And yes, I would want to invite you again next week. And hopefully next week we're all going to be complete with Jill and Rochi, Daniela, Burns. And I want Kelly to be our special guest again soon. So I hope that you come back. So I am sending you love, light, healing, and abundance. I am Jenny Umali. I am your host. And I don't know what to say anymore. I'm just so excited for everyone here. Seriously. Like I'm so overwhelmed. I'm so happy. And everyone is actually commenting. I don't know if you guys wanna see this again. You wanna say thank you to these people. Like thank you so
Maybe
much
next,
for watching.
Jen, maybe
Yeah.
next time when Kelly's back, she can give our viewers a little bit of taste of how to manifest money.
Yeah. Oh, actually, yes,
Right?
definitely, definitely. I want to talk more about that. And I'm so excited. So, hi, Kat. So, who's
That-
trying to Kat?
Excuse me.
Oh my God. I think Kelly is so popular in
Yeah.
Hawaii. Woohoo! Yes. Thanks for watching. So, you know the signature, right? Are you ready for this? Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Bye. Thank you so much. We still have actually 9 minutes. But oh my God, we love you. Thank you for watching. I hope that you're going to watch us again. And please subscribe on our YouTube channel, Expose and Express. Oh, hi. And then, of course, also follow us on Instagram, follow us on LinkedIn, like our page on Facebook. And, oh, well, thank you. And ladies and gentlemen, all of you, if you have any topics that you would want to share with us, that you want us to talk about, kindly email us at jennyumari at successfulselfmadewomen.com. I know that's long, but you can also check our website, www.exposeandexpress.com. It's there. So please do follow us, and we would love to hear from you. I love you guys. Thank you. Love you, Daniela,
Love
Kelly.
you.
Happy
Have a good
Thanksgiving.
one.
Bye.
See you
Bye.
next time.